Hey, welcome back. I'm CJ. This is the Dirty Landry Experience, and it's week 16 of fantasy football. Now that we all know exactly what to expect from our teams, oh, maybe we don't. A change at the top. Horrible timing, bad timing for your fantasy football team. Oh my gosh. Hey, Michael PENIX Jr., congratulations. You know, he's probably going to want to go shopping at Costco a lot more than he has been. He was having a hot dog at Costco yesterday, and that's when he found. Here, I'll show you the clip.
I was actually shopping. I was shopping with my girlfriend. We was at Costco. I was actually getting a hot dog, and whenever I got the call, I wasn't hungry no more.
So Michael Penix Jr. is going to start for the Atlanta Falcons, and he's going to have Bijan and Tyler Algier and Pitts and London and Mooney and the rest of the gang, all at his disposal. Great for fantasy football, right? We don't know. I will tell you this, there is an old saying in fantasy football or fantasy sports world that if the team is confident enough to start a certain player in a game that means something, like for playoffs and such, that you should be confident in starting him as well. The only problem for us is we don't know where his attention will go. Like, will all of a sudden him and Pitts become great friends on the field and Pitts scores 3 touchdowns a week from here on in? We don't know. We don't know which of the guys is going to be his guy, who he's going to connect. It could be Ray Ray. And that's the problem. If it had been a couple weeks ago, it would have been better for fantasy football. But hey, look, it's great for Michael Penix Jr. It's terrible for Kirk Cousins, and I feel bad for him. And also, if you have Kirk Cousins on any of your teams, you haven't. It's not really horrible for you that you don't play him this week, right? There's always that chance that he, gets 30, 40 points and passes for 500 yards, but that was quite a while ago. And we haven't seen that from Kirk in about a month and a half to 2 months, right? So we could see this coming. It was just a bit of a surprise because there is a playoff race, and they are playing the New York Giants, which is a team which probably is perfect for Penix to start against. It might have been a good game for Kirk to, recover from, bad experience and have that good game. But at this point where they need the win, I don't blame them for making that decision. And Kirk Cousins himself, where's the quote here? Oh, he says, you have to make great decisions all the time, and if you don't, you pay for it. Well, I mean, he's getting $180 million to say that, but still, classy thing to say. He also says, hey, I didn't forget how to play quarterback. I just made some bad decisions. So I think there's good things ahead for Kirk Cousins. I think the Achilles injury has hurt him more than we think. Same thing with Rodgers. But I think Rodgers is 2 months further along the recovery trail there. So I think that's why you saw Rodgers last week, run for 45 yards. Never mind all the other stuff. He ran for 45 yards. And to me, that having had the Achilles injury myself, all of a sudden you see that statistic there. I think, oh, okay, it's safe to play Aaron Rodgers. Because quarterback is a key part of your fantasy world this weekend, right? You got to know who to play. And the other one that's bothering me a lot right now is Patrick Mahomes. It looked like he wasn't going to play, but now he's practicing. And Hollywood Brown is practicing too. I mean, they're taking this game this weekend pretty seriously. Carson Wentz is 100% healthy. I still, for the life of me, don't understand why they're not playing Carson Wentz. He needs some playing time. Mahomes is limping around. And why would you gamble on that when you can wait 3 or 4 days until he plays on Christmas Day? It just seems to me like Carson Wentz should be the starter this weekend. But, I mean, here we are going through the process, and then there's this brain surgeon called Tim Settle, defensive lineman for the Houston Texans, who has been in the league for 7 years. He's having the best year of his career. He's got 5 sacks. Going into Arrowhead this weekend, and he pokes the bear.
I feel like Pat's a little banged up, so I don't know if he's going to play or not, but I hope he's mobile enough because we coming in Arrowhead.
You guys plan to get after that?
Yeah, for sure. Pat better make a good decision. I ain't making no threats. I'm making promises.
I got you.
Note to Tim Settle. Say this inside voice, outside voice. Not a good look when you start threatening, which is basically what he did, the reigning Super Bowl MVP, who has played on a bad ankle before and balled out and has Hollywood back. And I don't know, man. If I was you, that I wouldn't have said something that they can put on the bulletin board at Arrowhead Stadium. That's just me. I mean, what do I know, right? Anyway, so here we are, and I've got some notes here. Normally I don't really need the notes, but with all the quarterback activity, or lack thereof, I needed to make some notes here because it's not just the quarterback, right? If PENIX goes in, how's that affect Bijan and Algier and Pitts and Mooney and these guys, right? Like I said. So here's another one. Cleveland, what are you doing? You just don't get quarterbacks, do you? Jameson Winston is making it fun for your fans, for television audiences, for your wide receivers, for everybody, and now you're going to bench him? For a guy that you played earlier in the year? Like, Thompson Robinson is not going to be the guy. You know that. I mean, now, by you not playing Winston and his 400 yards of offense, I can't play Judy or Moore or Njoku or Tillman. The only guy I really know I can play is Jerome Ford, because he's the running back. Chubb is out, handling the ball. He'll get his 80 yards. He'll get his 3 or 4 catches. He'll get me the 10 or 12 points I need out of that position, and I can carry on. But I don't know what I'm going to do with Judy and Moore and those guys. I have no idea, right? So I'm out on that one. Seattle, looks like Geno's going to play. Good news. But it wouldn't have been bad if Sam Howell had played. I just would have been a little more concerned about, Metcalf and the Jigma than anything else. I still think that Sam Howell is an okay quarterback, and he's a great backup, and he's the kind of guy that if you had to put him in on your fantasy team, I would have no problem putting him in, especially with that lineup, that team, that offense, and his ability as he's shown in the past. The Saints, they're going with Rattler, and Kamara looks like he's out, so guess what? There's nobody for him to throw to except Juwan Johnson. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about the Saints other than just stay away. They don't have a quarterback. I mean, Tennessee goes and benches Levis, and they put Mason Rudolph in. Great, except is that going to happen again? I mean, Spears as an example. He kept passing the ball to Spears. Is that going to happen this weekend again? I don't know. I'd like to see it happen at least a couple of times before I have to decide in my semifinal what to do. The Giants are going back to Locke. I mean, they're looking for Sanders is all I can say. So I don't know. Can you play neighbors? I don't know. I mean, that's what the problem with the quarterback is. If you don't know the quarterback, you don't know what you can play. So these are key members of your team, and if you don't know what's happening at quarterback, you just got to gamble, which I guess is what this is anyway. But it's not all doom and gloom. We'll leave this on a high note. The Raiders, Tankville, USA, yeah, they're going to probably go back to O'Connell. Looks like he's going to be playing this week. His knee is healed, and Ritter can go sit on the bench again. But Ritter, the last couple of drives of that game, that was pretty good. Only problem is that if O'Connell plays, I know I can use Myers and I can use Bowers. But if Ritter plays, I don't know what I can do. So again, just keep your eye on those quarterbacks. You may not be starting them, but that doesn't mean it doesn't affect your team. So congratulations to Michael Penix. I'm hoping for a 250-yard game, 2 touchdowns, and no mistakes. That's why I drafted Michael Penix Jr. Have a great weekend. Hopefully when I see you next week, you'll be in the finals. I'm hoping. I got 4 chances to get into the finals of my leagues. I'm hoping at least 2 of them pay off. I'm CJ. This is the Dirty Landry Experience. Please like, follow, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. See you next time.